Imagine a blockbuster so bad, so damaging, that the studio who made it would rather burn millions than let you watch it. Sounds impossible, right? But it's happened again and again. Not with low-budget films, but with huge Hollywood productions featuring A-list stars, world-class directors, and budgets that could fund an entire franchise. We're talking about finished movies, shot, edited, with music, effects, everything, that were locked away and never released. Today, we'll uncover why studios spend hundreds of millions only to bury their own films, from Batgirl's $90 million disappearance to a lost Superman movie starring Nicolas Cage and Jerry Lewis's hidden Holocaust drama. This is the story Hollywood doesn't want you to know. Stick around till the end, because what you're about to hear reveals how money, pride, and fear shape what we're allowed to see, and what's buried forever. The $90 million vanishing act, Batgirl. In 2022, Warner Bros. Completed Batgirl, a $90 million superhero movie starring Leslie Grace as Barbara Gordon, Michael Keaton as Batman, and J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. It was fully edited, scored, and ready to hit HBO Max. Then came the shock. After the Warner Bros. Discovery merger, new CEO David Zaslav reviewed the project and made a stunning call to cancel it entirely. The film wouldn't stream, premiere, or even leak. Executives claimed it didn't meet the new quality standards for DC. Others said early test screenings left audiences confused about tone and scale. Instead of fixing it, the studio wrote it off for tax benefits, legally blocking its release forever. What hurt most? The cast and crew learned the news from social media, not the studio. Fans rallied online under hashtag #ReleaseBatgirl, but Warner Bros. Stayed silent. Many who saw rough cuts said the film wasn't terrible, just unfinished, but to the studio, it wasn't worth the risk. So a fully made superhero movie disappeared overnight, another casualty of corporate decisions over creative vision. The directors later revealed they tried to access the footage, only to find their work permanently locked from viewing. For them, it wasn't just a loss of money, it was the loss of years of passion, pride, and creative energy that would never be seen by the world. The fallout. Warner Bros. Discovery's cold news strategy. After Batgirl, everyone expected outrage to make the studio reconsider, but instead, Warner Bros. Discovery doubled down. Zaslav's new plan focused on trimming costs and rebuilding the DC brand. That meant shelving even finished projects to claim tax write-offs, a move unheard of on this scale. Inside Hollywood, it sent a chill through filmmakers. If a nearly complete superhero movie could vanish, nothing was safe anymore. Industry veterans accused the company of turning art into accounting. Directors like Kevin Smith spoke out, calling it a slap in the face to every creative worker involved. Fans flooded social media, saying Warner Bros. Cared more about investors than audiences. Still, the company defended its actions as business efficiency. The stock price stabilized, but the studio's reputation took a hit. For the first time, audiences realized a terrifying truth. A movie's biggest enemy isn't always critics or box office failure. Sometimes, it's the studio that made it, and the ripple effect was huge. Filmmakers across Hollywood started rethinking their deals, fearing that corporate spreadsheets could now decide the fate of their art before audiences ever got the chance. Coyote vs. Acme, a family film that never barked. In 2023, Warner Bros. Shelved another completed film, Coyote vs. Acme. This $30 million Looney Tunes live-action hybrid starred John Cena and featured the beloved cartoon rivalry between Wile E. Coyote and the Acme Corporation. Early test screenings actually scored exceptionally well. Audiences enjoyed it, critics praised its humor and heart, but the studio didn't care. Just like Batgirl, they shelved it for a tax benefit. Think about that. A finished, tested, family-friendly film that could have made millions during school holidays was thrown away. It wasn't about quality anymore. It was about spreadsheets. Fans online were furious. Directors and producers even offered to buy the film back to release it independently, but Warner Bros. Refused. Some insiders claim there's still hope it could be revived in 2026, but as of now, it remains trapped, a victim of corporate math. Scoob, Holiday Haunt, Christmas, canceled. The next victim? Scoob, Holiday Haunt, a $40 million animated sequel to the hit 2020 Scoob movie. It was 100% done, from voice acting to final animation. Stars like Will Forte and Mark Wahlberg had completed all their work. Promotional materials were made. The release date was set for Christmas, one of the most profitable times for family films. Then, suddenly, the rug was pulled. Warner Bros. Discovery scrapped it too, opting for another write-off. The irony? Christmas movies almost never fail. Families would have watched it endlessly on streaming, but the new leadership saw more value in deleting it from existence than letting it earn anything at all. Fans who grew up with Scooby-Doo couldn't believe it, and by now, the message was clear. No movie, no matter how finished, was safe. Superman Lives, Nicolas Cage's lost dream. Before all these modern examples, there was a legendary Hollywood ghost, Superman Lives. Back in the late 1990s, Warner Bros. Handed Tim Burton $50 million to develop a brand new Superman movie starring Nicolas Cage. Concept art, costumes, and scripts were all done, but Burton's vision was strange. His Superman wasn't the hopeful hero we knew. He was darker, alien-like, and emotionally detached, a far cry from the Christopher Reeve legacy. When test footage surfaced, executives panicked. They realized this version could destroy the Superman image forever. The plug was pulled. The project died in pre-production, with $50 million already spent. Cage later called it his dream role that never happened. Years later, he finally appeared briefly as Superman in The Flash, a small, bittersweet nod to a movie that almost was. Blackwater Transit, the crime film that sunk. Another mysterious case, Blackwater Transit, filmed in the early 2000s. This crime thriller starred Lawrence Fishburne and Carl Urban, with a budget somewhere between $26 and $48 million. The movie was finished, edited, and ready to go. But when early viewers saw it, reactions were brutal. The pacing, tone, and direction reportedly clashed so badly that executives declared it unreleasable. Instead of risking embarrassment, the studio locked it away. Over the years, it became one of those lost films people whispered about, existing but never seen. Some crew members even tried to recover it from the vault, but the rights became tangled in bankruptcy and lawsuits. It's the perfect symbol of Hollywood waste, a film nobody wanted to admit existed. The Day the Clown Cried, Jerry Lewis's hidden shame. Now, we move from corporate secrecy to personal silence. In 1972, legendary comedian Jerry Lewis wrote, directed, and starred in The Day the Clown Cried, a World War II drama about a German clown imprisoned in a concentration camp, forced to lead children to their deaths. Lewis thought he was making a powerful statement, but after finishing it, he realized the film didn't work. The tone was painfully off. What was meant to be tragic came across as disturbing, so Lewis made a rare choice. He locked the film away forever. For decades, he refused to screen it or even talk about it, calling it a mistake. He passed away in 2017, taking the truth with him. Today, only a few clips exist in archives. Some say it's too shocking, others believe it's misunderstood. Either way, it's cinema's greatest forbidden story. The dark side of Hollywood economics. When you add it all up, Hollywood has buried more than $160 million worth of completed films, and those are just the ones we know about. Behind the glittering premieres and red carpets lies a harsh reality. Sometimes, the biggest threat to a movie isn't poor reviews or box office failure, but the studio itself. Modern Hollywood is run less like a dream factory and more like a corporation balancing ledgers. Decisions aren't made in editing rooms anymore, they're made in boardrooms. If a movie doesn't fit the brand strategy or could hurt quarterly profits, it's gone, no matter how much effort went into making it. Executives defend these choices as business necessities, but the fallout is creative paralysis. Directors now hesitate to take chances, fearing that even completed work might never see the light of day. For actors and crews, it's demoralizing. Entire performances, years of energy, and months of production erased for accounting reasons. Some insiders have warned that if this trend continues, Hollywood could lose what made it special in the first place, risk-taking and originality. By prioritizing spreadsheets over storytelling, studios may be protecting short-term profits but destroying long-term trust. Audiences aren't just losing movies, they're losing the sense of discovery that made cinema magical. And the irony? Many of these so-called unreleasable films might have become cult classics. History shows that today's flops can become tomorrow's legends if they're given the chance to exist. So what really happens to these buried films? Most are locked away in studio vaults, sealed under legal agreements that prevent anyone from ever seeing them. Some exist only as encrypted digital files, untouched, unseen, and slowly forgotten. Each one represents years of passion, from writers, actors, and artists who gave everything to bring a story to life. And yet those stories never made it past the cutting room, not because they failed, but because business decisions buried them alive. It's a chilling reminder that in today's Hollywood, a spreadsheet can silence even the loudest creative voices. What makes this even sadder is that some of these lost films could have found their audience. Many classics we love today were once considered flops, until time and viewers proved everyone wrong. But these movies, they never got that chance. They were never allowed to breathe, never allowed to connect. Maybe one day, a brave studio executive will dig into those archives and let the world see the truth, not just the polished hits, but the forgotten experiments that show how risky and human filmmaking really is. Until then, they remain ghosts of cinema, haunting reminders of what creativity looks like when trapped behind corporate walls. But what do you think? Should studios be allowed to hide finished movies forever? Or do you believe audiences deserve to see the art, even when it's imperfect? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love uncovering the hidden side of Hollywood, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next story might just change how you see the film industry forever.